What's up, world? It's your man Slim Jim Longfoot, aka the GOAT King of America. Welcome to Indie Comic Review Episode 2. What we are about to be doing right now tonight, y'all, we are about to be working on, well, not working on, but reviewing Murderers of the World issue number 1 and issue number 2, created by Martin Rivas. Martin Rivas, R-I-V-A-S. If you are new to this channel, make sure you subscribe below, hit that notification bell, and keep up on all things Slim Jim Longfoot, such as my product reviews, my how-to videos for small YouTubers, my indie comic reviews that I'm doing right now, my daily vlogs that I do every day on the channel concerning health, diabetes, and current events and whatnot, and of course my art video series GOAT 1408 TV. Let's see, in the comments we got right now, we got Life with the Sunflower Lady in the building. What's going on? And the Bear Reviews in the building. Tootie in the building. Greetings, sweetheart. Yeah, so like I said, we are about to be reviewing 2 comic books tonight, 2 indie books tonight. Once again, they are called Murderers of the World by Martin Rivas. I haven't looked at the books myself previously. All I did was, get the book from the creator himself, and we will be reviewing it live. So I won't be showing all of the book to y'all. If you saw the first indie comic review that I did, where we featured, They Call Him Marvelous. You know what I'm saying? That part, we're going to make it do what it do there. Miss B-Town Hester in the building. Long time no see. And Happy New Year. Happy 2021 if I have not seen or talked to you this year thus far. So we about to get into this thing right here. So let me go ahead and stop cam a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Get y'all back on the thumbnail for a second while I finish, hooking everything up. We live right now, you feel me? We live, so you know what I'm saying, you getting this raw, uncut, all day, every day, you feel me? So let me go ahead and get back into my folder, or I can check out the book. Let's see. I go to the folder, and I'm about to get into this thing. Let's see, that's the back cover. Let's see, that's the back cover. What is this? This must be backwards. Hold on. Everything's backwards. Okay, there we go. All right, so So what's been going on with everybody? Is everybody doing good? Is everybody doing good? That is the $1 million question. Who wants to know, you know what I'm saying, if y'all are doing good? That is the $1 million question. All right. Okay. All right, so here we go. This is the cover of the first issue right here. Murderers of the World. So, like I said, I will be reviewing this book. This is by R.G. Rivers, aka Martin Rivas. This is the first cover. Man with a full suit of armor on. From the looks of it, I believe that it's all armor that he has on. That's not his face. He has a pretty devilish looking face. Got the gun in his hand, got 22% on the gun. Tough one, tough all. And it's the first in the ongoing series. So this is what we're about to check out right here, y'all. We're about to check out Murderers of the World. And like I say, I won't be showing the full book on the screen. I will be showing it, back and forth, going back and forth between, myself and the book itself. So when y'all see me just staring off like this, they're going to be reading the book. So we're about to get into it right now. Let's see. About to go ahead and check out the inside front cover of Murderers of the World. Let's see what it looks like on the inside front cover. It is by O.M. EEGA Comics. I'm believing that's Omega. Omega. That's what I believe it's called. We're gonna find out. Let's see. The name of it. That's what I believe. That's what it's called. And it was written and illustrated by MG Rivas, Martin Rivas. It was completely written and illustrated by him. So he is completely the one man behind this book. So shout outs to him on that, because trust and believe, I know that is hard. You know what I'm saying? When you are the only person working on your book, when you're doing the writing on your book, when you're doing the art on your book, you basically doing everything. You producing the whole shebang. For those that don't, aren't privy to the comic book world, that's why I try to educate some folks on here. A comic book is a real big production, especially if it's a corporate book. You know, say you have all of these moving pieces on it. You have the writer, you have the illustrator, you have the inker. You know, saying the illustrator could be, well, I'll break all that down in a minute, but these are basically the key things that you have in a regular comic book. You know what I'm saying? You have the writer, you have the penciler, you have the inker, you have the colorist, you have the letterer. You know what I'm saying? You have the editor. You know what I'm saying? You got those 6 things, those 6 people, those 6 pieces make up what goes into a comic book. The writer, of course, is the person who writes the book. The illustrator, the penciler, that's the person who draws the book, who puts all the pretty images in the book. Then you have the inker. The inker is the person who takes the pencils of the artist and ink over them, you know what I'm saying, to give it that solid look, that black and, the black and white look. If you've seen no comic book before, you know what a ink picture look like. The colorist, obviously, you know what I'm saying, they do the coloring of the book. The letterer does, puts the writer's story into the book in the book format, with the word bubbles. So when you're an artist on the book, you have to make sure you have enough space to place, so you can place the words in wherever the words are going to be at on the page, on the panels. And then, of course, you have the editing, the person who makes sure that, words are spelled correctly, color, or, like if a person's outfit is torn on one page, make sure that it's torn in the same spot on the other page, because the artist might get a little fatigue or forget that they might have ripped their costume somewhere, or whatever the case is like that, So those are the things that go into making a comic book. And when you're doing all of that, that's a lot, you feel me? Because sometimes the illustrator, I say the illustrator, you could call them a penciler, or I say the illustrator or the penciler. If they are the overall artist, some artists pencil and ink over their own pieces. So, you know what I'm saying? Some artists pencil and ink over their own pieces. And then, of course, you have some who, it's all different styles when it comes to, how a comic book is displayed. If it's a black and white comic book, obviously, you don't need a colorist, or unless you have one of those black and white books where you have the shades and the dual tones like they have in manga books. So, it's all a process, baby. It's all a process. And that's what we're about to get into right now. So let's see. I'm gonna show y'all the inside cover. Let's show y'all the inside of the cover real quick. Let's see. This is the inside cover. And it says, they taught fear and withered the flowers so that their flower should live. They maimed and destroyed the flower of others, marauders by day, offenders by night. And once again, as I said, Murderers of the World, written and illustrated by MJ Rivas, Martin Rivas, from Omega Comics. That's the name of the imprint, Omega Comics. And this was made back in 2015, y'all. This was made back in 2015, over 5 years ago. So shout outs to him for producing this book, you know what I'm saying? And got it out here, you know what I'm saying, for the world to see, for the world to check out. Like I said, once again, I'm not going to be showing each and every page of the book. I'm going to be showing like highlighted pieces of the pages, and I am doing both issues 1 and 2 on this here review. So that's what I am doing on this thing here. So let's see. Now we're moving on to the next joint here. Let's see. This is intro page synopsis. Okay. All right. So about to check out the story. So the story go like this, y'all. The story go like this. It's 2052, and what was once the U.S. is now split into 2 separate territories: the revolutionary and free People's People's Democratic Territory, and authoritarian theocracy and leftover remnant of the old society, the New Destiny Republic. The NDR refuses to give up its centuries-old stranglehold on whatever it can get its hands on. The world has halted the NDR's expansion and has drastically reduced its influence and holdings across the globe. This has prompted the NDR to scale back its wars on the world and to turn inward on a population stuck within its current and shrinking borders in order to survive long enough to regroup for a push to reconquer the world, which they say is their manifest destiny. At the forefront of the global effort to rid the world of the NDR once and for all is the PDT's elite armed front, the 1018 guerrilla warriors, who have made it their goal to prevent a return to the PDT's good old days. Excuse me. Now a serial killer has surfaced and is stalking the children of the PDT. Guardians Green and Sandos are now on a mission to capture and bring the killer to justice. Green, being a former enforcer for the NDR, feels that this case is a repeat of one he almost solved as a younger man. In the race to capture the killer and stop daily advances by the NDR into liberated territory, the defenders of the PDT will unearth secrets that will have implications that reach beyond our Earth's surface. That part. They took my mother, they took my father, they took my brother, they took my love. For too long, they took what they wanted. For now, someone is taking our children. For all of this, I'll take all of them if I can. Touch one, touch all. And that was a quote from Gray, a 1018 guerrilla warrior. And so I dig that synopsis. That synopsis is solid. You know what I'm saying? It gave you a solid introduction to the world at hand, letting you know what year it takes place, you know, that it takes place in, you know, the scheme of things, you know, in the not too far future, actually, just over 30 years from now. And, you know, how the world has, you know, went into, you know, pretty much chaos as far as that goes. So that's what's up. So looking forward to seeing how this go down. So now I'm about to check out page 1. Okay. And so now here's what I was saying about when it comes to some black and white comic books, because now I know that this is a black and white comic. I just saw the first page, and here is the first page. Okay, so here we are on page 1. This is a black and white comic book, and what I meant by you know, some black and white comic books may have, you know, tones to them, like gray tones to them, like this. So this is a black and white comic book with you know, gray tones on it, and so that's what we have right here. So this is a black and white comic book from what I'm seeing right now. It could change the color. It might have colors throughout the rest of the book, but as of right now, I'm seeing black and white. So that's what we have. So we have a black and white comic book right here, people, and it starts off pretty strong, you know, with, you know, showcasing a person like a little boy. He's in the field, you know, got the mountains and the sky behind him. From the looks of it, it look like it is dark. It is nighttime out. And so let's see. Okay, so we have a little splash of color here. So showing the significance of this right here. We have a little splash of color here with a girl who is definitely frightened or on the verge of death, or could already be dead. Has a, you know, one of those little purple little bow things in her head and whatnot. All right, let's see. About to go back to just me right now because, like I said, I don't want to showcase too much of the book. Okay. All right, so that's page 1. So it's definitely also when it comes to independent comic books too, people. If you ever, like, first and foremost, obviously, if you're not getting it for yourself, if you come across independent books, period, and to get for your kids, always check them out first, because if you get an independent book, or if it isn't stating its level of maturity or graphicness, always check those books out for yourself so you can find out how graphic they are, so to speak, because all comic books aren't for kids, just like all movies and all TV shows aren't for kids. Like, for instance, I've been watching this show called Shameless, and that's not a show for kids, even though kids are on that show or have been on that show, but it's not a show for kids. So that part. All right, so checking out page 2 now. Oh yeah, this is definitely the range person we're dealing with in the beginning of the book thus far. I believe this is the serial killer that was spoke of. And we are getting splashes of color in this book, because, like I said, with the purple bow that was in her head, and now we have this person. He's tying a ribbon around what I'm guessing that the girl isn't even alive. He's over the body, and so just tied a yellow ribbon around her neck, and the ribbon is in color, so that's how I know it's yellow. So it has as far as like the limited pieces of color, it has a kind of a Sin City vibe to it. If you know Sin City, most of y'all might know it from the movie, but Sin City, it was a comic book first, created by the legendary Frank Miller. Yeah, so this is definitely the serial killer spoke of in the beginning of the book here. Well, in the page intro. So let's see. Yep, so we do have splashes of color in this book. So it's still black and white, but okay, we're getting more splashes of color. So some things in the book are color, but for the most part it is black and white. So, just to, I guess, showcase the importance of some things or whatnot. So that's what we're getting right here. So let me zoom in on this page, make it a little bit bigger so it'll be easier to check out and read. So we are now in Beacon City, the new Destiny Republic capital. So let's see. Sorry for the slurping, y'all. I say on one day the galaxy. So I'm guessing with them mentioning galaxy, there is knowledge of extraterrestrials in this world. That's what it's seeming like. And the guy standing next to him, yeah, he seems to be an android. Either android or enhanced person. Oh, dang. They can peep him like that. Mark. Oh, those people must be marked with the beast or something. Got you. Okay. Go on to page 6. See, that's the type of future that you had to look forward to. Androids that can peep everything that you've done in your life and whatnot. Deja in the building. What's going on, Deja? Deja's How To is in the building. Right now, I'm currently reading issue number 1 of Murderers of the World. I don't know if you're still up in here. Please do share the broadcast if you are. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm currently reading this indie book right here, Murderers of the World, written and illustrated by R.G. Rivas. I mean, excuse me, not R.G. M.G. Rivas. And like I said, I'll be showcasing some scenes of the book when I can, but I'm not, you know, going page by page of the book because I don't want to, showcase the whole book here on this episode. Anything that I come across that that I'm digging, obviously, I'm gonna post up and all that good stuff. So right now, I'm currently reading it and doing a live review on it. So. So this guy, well, first I thought he was saying his name as in Mark, but he might be just looking for the marks on these people that he's looking at. So now we just shifted gears. We're at the house of a missing boy. 2 guys are talking to his parents. And it looked like well, not a missing boy. They found the boy, but he's not alive anymore. Ooh, that dude's face is all messed up. Hold on for a sec, y'all. Let me stop the camera real quick. Y'all can still hear me though, but I had to blow my nose. Is anybody still in the room? I don't know if anybody's still up in here or not. Once again, I appreciate everybody who has come so far. Once again, our Life with the Sunflower Lady was in the building. The Bear Reviews is in the building. Miss B-Town Hester was in the building. And Deja's How To is in the building. So appreciate y'all for coming through and coming out. Back to this here book. Oh, excuse me. And yeah, like I said, Rivers, he put splashes of color up in here, and that's cool. That's actually cool because it's cost effective to actually have a black and white book as opposed to a color book, because you have so much that you have to do as far as doing a full-on colored book. And he's doing a very stylistic approach by, showcasing some things with, some things with color in it. Some things with color in it, such as, we're looking at these guys going down the road here, and you see the car, you see the red lights on the back of the car. So, things like that, making it stand out with splashes of color. Right. That part. And it's a pretty like I say, it's a pretty good book so far. Like I'm definitely digging the story. So right now I'm gonna showcase it again. Right now we're following these two guys right here. They're somewhat detectives, I believe. Excuse me. What? Why this thing ain't clicking? Okay, here we go. Somewhat detectives, I believe. These two gentlemen, they just came from the house of the boy who they found the boy's body, and they just told the parents about it. This guy, he has a gruesome scar on his face, going all the way back from almost the middle of his head all the way down, and basically has either no eye or he has a robotic eye in there, you know what I'm saying, in his, where his eye hole is, pretty gruesome looking dude as far as his scar go. Well, he was an enforcer for the NDR, and and he got a younger partner, this dude here next to him. And he's pretty much fed up with it. He's like, he don't want to see no more kids get killed. Draw with Dan in the building. What's going on? KianaVision in the house. What it do, y'all? What it do? Once again, y'all, for those who are just now coming in, appreciate y'all for coming through. I am right now reviewing issue number 1 of Murderers of the World by MG Rivas. I'm currently reviewing that book. I'm showcasing a few pages. I'm not showcasing the whole book online. You know what I'm saying? So I will have the information for Murderers of the World in the description below. Right now in the description below, you can find, links to my own books that I have on Indie Planet, along with my other books, my written books on Amazon.com, along with, my apparel and stuff. So, definitely check that out. In the meantime, between time, I will have Murderers of the World links momentarily, as soon as I can, get them. So right now, this is my first review. This is my first time reading the book. I haven't even looked at the book when I got it from the creator himself, Martin Rivas. And so this is my first time going through the book. As I said, I'm going to be reviewing issues number 1 and 2 on this live stream here of episode 2 of the Indie Comics review. So if y'all see me, just staring into the void, that's because I'm reading the book right now. So back to it. Let's see. Yeah, what it seems like, things are going to get much worse before they get done. I'm digging the writing of the book. And the art reminds me of I can't remember the dude who did Powers, who drew the book Powers, but it's kind of like a combination of that, and it's, you know what I'm saying, it's got a definitely laid back feel, but he's good with definitely placing backgrounds, and his lettering is great too. His lettering is great, and as I said previously, that's what really helps out a book. You know what I'm saying, when you have great lettering in your book, that's what helps it stands out as well. You know, because I have seen books with some bad lettering, and I didn't think it was possible to have, bad lettering. But if you have a book with some horrible lettering, it's atrocious. You can't even read it. It just make your eyes hurt. It's just like, man, what is this? You feel me? So I've seen it. I have seen it, people. Oh yeah, that's so crazy. Okay. Since I just noticed the first F bomb in the book, once again, as I already stated, this is definitely a mature book. But I would say, since he did um, censor the F word, because it's F asterisk 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 ed, this would probably be like I want to say a PG-13 type book, but probably more so late teen book, especially because of the mature nature of it. But I'm kind of biased on that since I was reading, mature books when I was like 11, 12, all that type of stuff. You feel me? So it all depends on the maturity level of your own kids as far as like what they can handle. But once again, um so far what we have a serial killer situation going on in this book. So this is definitely not a book for like preteens or early teens to read, so to speak. You need to be at least like 15, 16, 17 to read a book, with this, mature storyline going on. Devon Rose Vision in the building. What's happening, man? What's happening? So was that page 12 that I just looked at? Okay, I just finished looking at page 12. So, okay. Let me scroll on down. Let me see how many pages this is. Okay. This is a 16-page book, so I'm almost done with the book. I'm about to hit page 13 now. All right, so we see the introduction of um, the person on the cover has been now introduced, and that's what's up, man. That's what's up. So the person on the cover has now been introduced into the book, you know, in his full attire. Go to page 14. Yeah, so that's definitely what Rivers went with the book. You know, having the splashes of color here and there throughout the book, and so that's very smart. That's very cool how he, you know, put the colors in, you know, in certain areas. You know, so it's not a fully black and white book. You feel me? And that was very stylistic. That was a very cool stylistic choice that he worked with by doing it that way and making things stand out even more so with you know, the splashes of color here and there. And he's definitely great with his backgrounds, you know what I'm saying? I give anybody credit that does you know, that knows how to fill in the background, you feel me? Let's see. You know, that was definitely a solid first issue, giving you okay, the one page stories at the end. Oh, that's a cool shot. A pin up by Phil R. Williams Jr. I know Phil R. Williams Jr. I've seen his art before, and yeah, the pin up that he did was really dope. The pin up that I just saw. Let's see, there's another pin up. Oh, that pin up is dope too. By Gabriel Smith. Have I seen Gabriel Smith before? No, I don't think I've seen him. His haven't seen that guy before. So shout outs to Martin Rivas with this book here, Murderers of the World, issue number 1. Definitely a great solid first issue. Definitely a great saga first issue, y'all. Let's see who done came up in here. Boss Nation Familia, what's happening? BNF in the building. BNF is in the house. What's happening with y'all? Appreciate y'all for coming through. Taking a little second to acknowledge everybody who is up in here from the on the live stream here. Once again, let me scroll back up from Boss Nation Familia, BNF in the building, Deron Rose Vision in the building, KianaVision in the house, Draw with Dan in the building, Life with the Sunflower Lady, Deja's How To, the Bear Reviews, Miss B Town Hester in the house. I appreciate all y'all for coming through. You know what I'm saying, making it do what it do. I'm about to, you know what I'm saying, put y'all up here, you know what I'm saying, showcase y'all, you know what I'm saying, as far as y'all popping up through here, Life with the Sunflower Lady, the Bear Reviews, Miss B-Town Hester right there, you know what I'm saying. We got who else? Deja's How To came in the building. Appreciate you for coming through. KianaVision in the building. Draw with Dan, the man in the building. Devon Rose Vision also in the building, and BNF in the house. Appreciate all y'all for coming through and, you know, showing some love. You know, once again, I am doing, this is episode 2 of the Indie Comics review. I just finished reading issue number 1 of Murderers of the World. If I gotta go on a scale, I'm gonna give it you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give it let's see. I'm gonna give it an 8. A figure 8. I'm gonna give it a figure 8. Only reason I would want to give it, only reason I ain't give it a 9 is because it was shout. But you know what though? It's nothing wrong with that, because 16 pages is a solid issue. You know, if it was 10 pages, I would have been like, dang, I went through that mug quick. But 16 is a solid start for, you know, especially an independent comic book, because, you know, the traditional comic book, or I should say the corporate comic book, is about 22 to 24 pages, give or take, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then that's, you know, and that's a book with commercials and all that type of stuff in it. So if this book had, like, you know, some commercials in it, and who knows, it probably does as far as the physical copy go, because this is the, you know, the digital copy that I'm reading. Physical copy will probably have, like, you know, like 6 to 8 pages worth of ads in it. You know what I'm saying? Making it like a 24-page book or something like that. So 16 pages is a very solid book for a story. And, you know, it doesn't warrant that you have to have a 20 some odd page comic book. You feel me? That's just basically like the standard as far as corporate books. And once again, I said, you know, that's when you got a big team behind you. So for one man to be working on, of course, the story himself, the art, from the penciling, the inks, the colors, the letters, all that stuff, you know, those are things that you take into consideration. And Martin did a great job at balancing all of that with his book there. Because I actually did a 16-page book before myself with 1001, a book that I was commissioned for some years back, and that came out pretty good, you know what I'm saying? And I did a lot on that book. I did everything on that book except wrote the book, because, you know, like I said, it was a commission book, and I did everything on it except wrote the book. And so due to the fact that the person who wrote the book, he was a first-time comic book writer, you know, you had to squeeze in, I had to showcase, you know, had to teach him as we went along on how to, you know, basically write a story for a comic book, the way that you set everything up. Because you got to remember, when you're doing a comic book, you can't write it like it's an animation, you know, like, you know, the guy, he punched this dude while he roundhouse kicked the other guy and flipped him over here. You can't write it like that. You have to write it by panel. And those are things that, you know, new writers, if you have a story, that's what you have to understand and, start to really check out. So when I say this to my writers out there, my novice writers out there, those who, of course, never wrote a comic book before, the first thing you want to do, of course, is get a comic book, and see how it was written, see how the story is structured, even if it's a book with not a lot of pages in it, because the scenes where there are no words on it tell more of the story, even so, than the scenes with the writing on it, the plot on it, the words on it, because the writer has to convey and tell that story, with them without words. So that way, even if the book didn't have words in it, you should be able to follow the story by the way everything has been drawn up, from sequence to sequence, panel to panel. You feel me? So those are things that you check out and look out for when you are, working on a book, man. And like I say, it's a thing, man. It's a thing. Like, I have my book right now that I've been in the process of getting together now since this man's book was brand new, because he released this book in 2015, and I started working on the book that I have, Dreamcatcher, back in 2015, and right now it's in post-production because I have to go ahead and finish doing everything as far as scanning and getting the colors and all that type of stuff, which I hope to do very soon. As a matter of fact, I don't know, because I just thought about something. I need to look at this. I need to look at this laptop that I'm on right now and see if it's going to be able to get Photoshop back on it. That's something I've been wanting to check out since I started using this laptop last year when I got it in 2020. So if I can get Photoshop on here, if I can put my Photoshop on here, then that's the battle right there. Half the battle will be won, and then I can start, putting things together as far as from my iPad to this and so forth, so forth. So that is the plan right there, people. Anyway, we about to get back to this book because I know y'all gonna want to hear me talking about my stuff. You know what I'm saying? But those who are here, I appreciate my GOAT Nation for being up in here, and checking this out. You know what I'm saying? So as a matter of fact, let me get this let's see. Trying to get boom boom. I don't know what's going on right now. All right. Okay. I'm about to share that. All right. I'm about to go to this here. All right. Edit that. And in a second, we are about to get into issue number 2 of Murderers of the World. Right now, I'm currently on Facebook right now, y'all, because I'm going into my comic book groups to see what I can see. You feel me? See if anybody else is up in here. So let me get off this screen real quick for a minute, y'all, and show y'all that right now for the time being. Let's see. Do 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 do. Let's see. Revealing a couple of indie. Hey, appreciate you, BNF. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. I appreciate you. You have a great weekend as well. I'll be back through on your side of the fence very soon. Boss Lady Familia in the building. Let's see. Uh, let's see. All right, I believe that is it thus far. Let's see. As far as I just shared that post. So let me see. Boss Lady Familia came in the building. And Sunflowers and Sunshine, aka Life with the Sunflower Lady. And Life with the Sunflower Lady said, I enjoyed the overall look of the characters. I love the splashes of color. Hey, that part. You know what I'm saying? The bear reviews. Happy New Year to you people. You know what I'm saying? Tootie in the house. And now we are about to go check out. Let's see. Let's see. All right, y'all. What's that? All right. About to get back into this book here. Let's see. Let me go ahead and get to issue number 2. Issue number 2 of Murderers of the World. Issue number 2. Let's have at it. Okay, this one is a 24 pager. So this one is on the lines of corporate comic as far as its page length. So this one is going to be longer than the first one. So that's what's up. Let's see. That's the inside front cover. Where is the front cover? Where is the front cover of the book? Let me find the front cover. Okay, here's the front cover of issue number 2. I'm about to showcase that to y'all real quick. So here we go. What's up, people? Oh, and that's where I gotta share this. All right. Share this screen real quick. All right. All right, so here's the front cover, y'all. The front cover, issue number 2, Murderers of the World. Issue number 2. Touch one, touch all. Oh, hold on for a quick second, y'all. Hold on for a quick second. Okay, I am unmuted. I am unmuted, and here we go. Okay, and as Murderers of the World, that's the cover for issue number 2. And We are now about to get back into the review, people. So here we go. Make sure I'm centered for y'all. Boom, boom. Yeah, baby. Let's see. Okay. Inside front cover. Inside front cover reads as such, people. And go back. I zoned in too far. All right. Inside front cover reads just like so. It's the year 2052, and what was once the United States is now split into two separate territories: the Revolutionary and Free People's Democratic Territory, and the authoritarian theocracy and leftover remnant of the old society, the New Destiny Republic. The NDR refuses to give up its centuries-old stranglehold on whatever it can get its hands on. The war has halted the NDR's expansion and has drastically reduced its influence and holdings across the globe. This has prompted the NDR to scale back its wars on the world and turn inward on the population stuck within its current and shrinking borders. In order to survive long enough to regroup for a push to reconquer the world, which they say is their manifest destiny. At the forefront of the global effort to rid the world of the NDR once and for all is the PDT's elite armed front, the 1018 guerrilla warriors, who have made it their goal to prevent a return of the NDR's good old days. Now, a serial killer has surfaced and is stalking the children of the PDT. Guardians Green and Sandos are on the case to hunt and capture the killer and bring them to justice. Green, being a former enforcer for the NDR, feels that case is a repeat of one he almost solved as a younger man. In the race to capture the killer and stop daily advances by the NDR into liberated territory, the defenders of the PDT will unearth secrets that could start a civil war. They taught fear and withered the flowers so that their flowers should live. They maimed and destroyed the flowers of others, marauders by day, offenders by night. And that is Murderers of the World. Story and art by M.G. Rivas. So that's what we got going on, y'all. That's what it is. That's what it is. That's what it is. This is the inside front cover. And that's what we just read. It was a couple of typos in there. Like right here, we got two, typed twice right here. And up here we have its centuries that is together instead of spaced out, is two words as they should be. Little errors like that, you're going to come across, especially when you are the person who is working on the book all by yourself. And so one thing that, I tried because I'm kind of anal when it comes to editing. That's why I ain't the best editor, but I'm a pretty good editor. And, I do a lot of editing as far as like, my own stuff as well as other stuff, other people's stuff, such as my friend and my bro who is the co-founder of UGI Studios with me, Johnny Quest, of Johnny Quest Gaming, aka Corey Manning. I do a lot of editing as far as that goes, trying to make sure words are spelled correctly. Everything is spaced out. Everything is everything. But we all human, and there's always going to be some quote unquote human error. When you're working on things, but that's why your best bet after you put it all together. You want to sit back for a little minute, relax your mind, relax your brain, relax your thoughts, and then go back at it, check it out again, see if you missed anything, and then push come to shove, saying if you're somebody who you trust, somebody who that of course, knows your work, knows your stuff, have them check it out and, make sure that you didn't miss anything that, you may have glossed over. So that's what you want to do as well. And that's what you have to do. That's what you try to do when you're working on such a task. In anything, even like if you're cooking and you might forget a spice that you usually put in and you forgot to put it in, even though, you know, you always put it in, but you might have forgot on this occasion or whatever, whatever the case is. Like, anywho, I know I'm talking too much. Let's get back to this book. All right. So now we are about to go to page 1. We're about to get into it, y'all. We're about to get into it. Okay. That's a solid shot. Shout outs to Martin also with his backgrounds. He's pretty nice with the backgrounds. Like I say, I hate backgrounds, and I applaud anybody who can really do some great backgrounds. And you know what I'm saying? This is a pretty solid shot. I'm gonna show this to y'all in a second. This is a solid shot of this building that we see on the very first page. And like I say, for those who weren't in here earlier, to see the review of the first book, well, of course, all you gotta do is go back. But he throws in these splashes of color just to show the importance and emphasis on certain things, such as, of course, this NDR building that we've seen, several times, with the yellow that stands out, aka the gold that stands out on it. And with this building in particular, you got the green windows, the green tinted windows on the building. And, it just stands out. It stands out with that color, along with this building over here to the left. And so this is the King Tower in Beacon City, the New Destiny Republic. So that's where we're at. And now I'm about to get into reading the book, reading the page. So let me get it off the screen real quick and blow it up some so I can, read what's going on. Okay. I thought there might have been some caption down there. That's just his your trademark that you put down at the bottom. That's what's going on right there. That's what I thought it was when I first looked at it. And so now I know that for certain. And this came out in the winter of 2017. So like I say, when you're doing stuff on your own, some things come quick, some things, don't, come quick. And so it's, in reality, it's been, he released his book in winter of 2017. So he released it 2 years after his first book, which is pretty good. I mean, considering it's been, this year is about to be 5 years since issue number 1 of The Force came out. And I'm quite livid about that because, I wanted that book to come out way sooner. I wanted it to come out sooner than, the time it took between creating issue number 1, because it took 4 years for over 3 years for issue 1 to come out, from the time The Force was conceived in 2012 to its release in early 2016. So that was an over 3-year period between the start of issue 1 and the making in the publication of it. And now it's been a whopping about to be 5 years since issue number 1 came out, and that's a lot of stuff that has happened, could have happened in that time. And kind of livid about it. But it's the thing when it comes to independent comic making, man. And that's what it be by. Anywho, so there's nothing to read on this page because that was just a little stuff at the bottom, copyright, blase, all that type stuff. So that's what's going on at the bottom. Yeah, like I said, home for a minute, y'all, because my nose getting all stopped up, and I don't want y'all listening to all that. So let me see. Let me mute this. Yeah, what's up, people? Sorry about that. Sorry about that. So now we are about to get back into checking out this book here. Let's see. Assassin. Put too many S's in assassin at the end. ASSASSIN. Put three S's before the I. No need to be two. All right, so my guy right here just hired an assassin. Oh, what's so special? I just realized I ain't had to keep going back and forth like that. Now that I know, cool. It makes reading a book a lot easier now instead of having to keep going back out and back and forth. I just noticed that, so now I can just continue with the flow now. Because that was frustrating in the first book when I kept going back in and back out. Um, I'm digging. I'm digging the look of it. You can tell that he's definitely has some growth in his art in the time between issues 1 and 2. That's another thing that you like to see too. Um you love to see an artist grow. You feel me? You love to see an artist. You love to see his art grow. You know, his or her art grow. You love to see that. You love to see their art grow and just get better. And that's something that I enjoy reading. Looking at a lot of people's books, especially independent artists, because there's nothing like seeing you know things that you did different from Jump Street and how you improve on them, how you improve on those things, in the long run, as far as making your craft better. You feel me? So that's always great to see. And so right now we're getting a solid conversation between that dude King, who was talking in the beginning, who was a part of the NDR, and this dude who he hired to do some wet work for him. You feel me? So let's see. Post number 8. I spelled guard wrong, but it's not good. Let's see. Okay, I see now. Yeah, I can see his face better now. Also, in comparison to our first book. So I just noticed that this dude is black. Um, the guy who has the horrific scar, and he has a patch on his eye. I'm gonna show it to y'all in a second. Who's it? Hey, MG Rivers in the building. There you go. There go the man. There go the man right there. What's up, man? What's up? Um, as you already know, I am reviewing your book, Murderers of the World, issue number 2. You know what I'm saying? Issue number 1 was already reviewed here on this same episode, and we are currently right now checking out page 4 of your book, Murderers of the World. Hold on for a second. Pull this back up real quick. As I was just saying, I can see my guy right here, with the horrific scar. You can definitely see his details. And as I was just stating before you came in, I don't know if you was here when I was saying that I love seeing the growth of artists, from project to project, and in the time between issue 1 and 2, I can see the improvement in your art from how issue 1 was set up to issue 2 here, and so it's looking really good, man. Looking really good. Shout outs to MG Rivers for being in the building right now. As I am currently checking out issue number 2 for the first time, as I just did issue 1. Then we're about to get back into reading this book real quick. Shout out to MG Rivers for being in the building. Let's see. Get back to this here. And here we go. And like I told everyone, I'm not showcasing each and every page of the book because, if anybody is interested in this book, definitely, check it out. And MG Rivers, when you get a chance, my man, send me your links to your book so I can put them in the description for this episode right here. And anybody who wants to purchase your book, whether it's digital copy or physical copy, can do just that. Let's see. Back to this book here. Back to page 4. Go status. Page 6 right now. Oh, wait, no, this page 5. Excuse me. Just an idea indeed. And yeah, definitely love. I don't know if MG is still in the building, but definitely love the use of his, splashes of color here and there. For it to not be a complete black and white comic. I'm saying, you have those, instances of color to just give a little bit of weight to it. Because black and white book is all good. But when you do, little substance like this, is basically a black and white world with splashes of color in it. Like, for instance, like we're seeing right here on this current page, with Green and his partner Sandos in the flying vehicle, the cruiser carrier, whichever way you want to call it. How you have the green light splashing on them. You have the green light emanating from them on the panel. So that right there is cool. Just those little hints of detail as far as that go on the screen. So that is dope. Let me just come zoom back out and get back to reading. Taking let's see. I like how you switched up pretty much made it doing the flashbacks now, gave it a sepia tone, so to speak, for the flashback. So it's not in the current time right now. So it's not black and white in the flashbacks, it has a sepia tone. So that's what's up. That's how it always is. I bet it's somebody high up, like that murderer dude. He definitely got to be related to somebody high up. Gives me the thought of like Sin City with that yellow bastard. You know, he was the senator's son, so that's why he was always given leeway of doing his child murdering because he was somebody important as Ken, and they kept him out of trouble, basically. Hey, hey. And that's it. That's Green's origin story. Um, Dating back to that case right there. Hey, KianaVision back in the building. Well, back in the house, her own house. Hey, that's what's happening. We got MG Rivers in the building, the creator of this book right here, Murderers of the World. Currently, I'm checking out page 10 of issue number 2. You ready to talk now? Check on my audience real quick because I'm into this book right now. Sorry, y'all. Like I say, if y'all see me staring off into space, that's because I'm, deeply in deep read, y'all, in deep read. Right now, currently we're on page 13 of issue number 2 of Murderers of the World. That's the current page that we're on right now. She said she go where she want, when she want. I'm gonna become White Cross Enforcer just so I can do that. Yeah, you got me, but how? How I'm gonna do it? Getting pop back in the game. North Beacon City, the Kingdom. Let's see. Could this be the end? Death or freedom? Freedom savior. Let's see who's in the building real quick. Anybody in the building? Rex King, the new savior. Let's see. Beep, 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 beep. Correct. Put the passcode in there. Let's see what he got a passcode for. What we about to see here. Oh yeah, this dude arranged. Yeah. Trying to let's see. These do not cross. Let's see. Maybe a civil war between the murderers of the world and their part. So that was a solid conclusion to issue number 2 of Murderers of the World. Somebody else did say that too. Sin City Field. That's what's up. Oh dang it! Came all the way out. And was that the? Oh yeah, that's the back cover. I mean the front cover. Excuse me. Okay, cool. Yo, we have just finished up issue number 2 of Murderers of the World. MG Rivers is in the building, y'all. He just said thank you, Art, for issue number 3. Why like my screen went low or something? Sorry about that, y'all. What happened there? Okay. He said, thank you. The art for issue 3 is almost done. The art is so much better, in my opinion. That's how I get better, by just doing the books. And that's what you do, my man. That's what you do. MG Rivers, would you like to come up in the building real quick to talk more about your book? If you would like to, definitely do so. I'm gonna put the invite down here for you to come up on the StreamYard real quick. Murderers of the World. Issue number 2, y'all. I am giving that a 10. I'm giving that a 10 because like I told y'all, I gave the first one 8 just because like it was great, but it was short. But once again, like I told y'all, when you're doing a book all by yourself, what I'm saying, when you're writing, you're drawing, you're inking, you're editing, you're doing all those things by yourself, you don't necessarily have to have 24 page or 22 page book. You know, you can go down as low as 16. 16 is a solid number for an independent comic book, for issue of an independent comic. But you know, I wanted more, but luckily I was able to review, of course, 2 issues, issue 1 and issue 2. And so after 40 pages of, you know, good art, good story, you know what I'm saying, I give it overall a 10, because, you know, independent comics, man. Independent comics, man, is a trip. And when you're doing it all by yourself, you know what I'm saying, it's a trip, y'all. It's a trip. So MG Rivers, if you like to come up in the building for any parting words, or like to let everybody know what else you have going on outside of issue 3 coming out of Murderers of the World, feel free to come on up, my man. If not, you know what I'm saying, we'll be getting ready to wrap this up in a sec. In the building right now, we got KianaVision in the building, Life with the Sunflower Lady in the building, Sunflowers and Sunshine, aka Sunflower Lady, in the building, MG Rivers, the creator of Murderers of the World, in the building. We got Boss Nation Familiar was in the building, Deja's How To, Devon Rose Vision, Draw It Dan, the Bear Reviews, Miss B-Town Hester. And that was everybody who I seen come through during this time right here. So once again, y'all, definitely thank y'all for coming out. Martin Rivas, aka MG Rivers. Like I said, issue number 2, I give that a 10 because the art was dope, the story was dope. We got some backstory on Green, the dude who got the scar on his face. We got his backstory, what happened with him. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to spoil too much to y'all, because, you know, once again, I didn't want to showcase everything about the book. You know what I'm saying? Because if you really want to know more about the book or see more about the book, you know, definitely go check it out. You know, get it for yourself, whether you get a digital copy of it or a physical copy of it. And once again, y'all, if you have not yet got the Jelly Bean Dream Anthology, definitely get the Jelly Bean Dream Anthology. It is available on IndyPlanet.com. You can get the digital copy of this for only $7 via Cash App, GOAT 1408, or, you know what I'm saying, you can get the real one delivered to you, you know, the physical copy delivered to you. Perfumes with Pat in the building. What's going on, Perfumes with Pat? Appreciate you for coming through. I appreciate you for coming through, Perfumes with Pat. Smell that? Success, baby. Success is what you're supposed to have, you know what I'm saying, in your life, in this world, all that good stuff. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I'm hungry too, because y'all know, for those who watch my daily vlogs, y'all know today is day 1 of my 5th Eat Green Challenge, the first Eat Green Challenge of this year. Today is, you know, like I just said, day 1. I got 4 more days after this, because it's a 5-day Eat Green Challenge, you know. So for those who watch my daily vlogs, you know, that's what this is right here. Appreciate it, Perfumes with Pat. Appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? So if MG Rivers, if you want to come on up, my man, and talk more about you know, this series right here, Murderers of the World, or anything else that you have going on, definitely, you know, feel free to come on up, my man. I dropped the link down here for you. And once again, y'all, I have some more books to review on the way from other independent artists. So definitely be on the lookout for that to come. So this was the 2nd episode of Indie Comics Review. If anybody, once again, MG, if you want to come on up, you know, go ahead, and I'm going to put the invite code down one more time. And I'm going to give you 4 minutes to respond, and we'll end this thing in 4 minutes if he doesn't come through. Meantime, between times, how is everybody doing today? Once again, I appreciate y'all for coming out. For those who are in here right now, for those who was in here earlier, appreciate y'all for coming out. Perfumes with Pat, did you change your picture? I'm like, you changed your picture. Perfumes with Pat. Oh, man. Click on your first comment. Here we go. Perfumes with Pat in the building. Yeah, that look like a different picture. I think that's a different picture. And I just saw MG. He just did a comment down at the bottom. That's what I thought. The story is possible, and I feel like likely possible future of the United States and the world. Things really ramp up in issue 3. That's what MG just said right there, y'all. And hey, that's definitely a possible future from because what I was reading, it sounded just like, you know, a possible future between what you have going on here, MG, and the future in Demolition Man, you know, the classic movie from the early 90s, Sylvester Stallone and Wesley Snipes. Those are 2 possible futures that I see that could definitely happen. And that world right there, especially with the way technology is and how, you know, like people have just become really gullible. You feel me? They've become really gullible to the world per se. And given that your story takes place in the 2050s, the early 2050s, that could very well be, you know, the state of the world by that time. Because you think about where we were at, if you're old enough, think about where we were 30 years ago at this time in 1991, and see where we are now in 2021, and think of what's possible that could possibly happen when we reach the year 2051. This story right here takes place in 2052. So, you know, basically, you know, just a year off from it. And you think about where we were in 1991, where we are now in 2021, and what we could be in the next 30 years. Because look at all that's changed, you know, just in the past 20 years between 2001 and 2021. It's so crazy to just even talk about 2021. Like, I can't believe we're in 2020 something period, which of course 2020, you know, showcased its whole entire butt to us last year, and basically setting the stage and course of what could be a tumultuous decade of just, you know, fear mongering, you know what I'm saying, as they started, you know, 20 years ago in 2001 after the, you know, attacks, you know, on the 11th of September of that year. So you think about where things, you know, amped up from that point forth, and then what happened in 2020 and everything of that nature. You know, it's, you know, only thing you can do is just continue to be you and see what it is. And that's one thing about us as people who create comic books, people who have been fans of comics going back as far as the past 30, 40, 50 years. We have always, in a sense, been futurists. You feel me? Because, you know, we read comic books, we read, you know, watch sci-fi, read sci-fi, and, you know, things that were, you know, like science fiction, things that were science fiction at one point is now reality. Like, you know, 50 years ago, nobody could imagine that they would have a phone in their hand with no cords, talking to somebody, being able to see them on video, or texting somebody, or going to the internet and looking up anything, or any of that type of stuff like what I'm doing right now. Nobody can imagine this 50 years. Well, people, no, I take that back. People could imagine it 50 years ago, but they wouldn't have thought that it would be, you know, within the realm of their lifetime, or in the lifetime of their kids or grandkids, you know, depending on how you were 50 years ago. Like, you know, I say a 10-year-old kid who saw the moon landing back in 1969, well, the moon landing back in 1969, which is what, 52 years ago now, you know, and imagine them now being 62 years old, thinking that, you know, at this point we would have been like traveling in space, you know, like almost close to the level of Star Trek or something like that, or at least have a moon base or a moon colony or a colony on Mars or one thing. Because you thinking if you were living in the year 1969 and they landed on the moon, you thinking shoot, by 1990 people gonna be living, you know, on the moon and in Mars. You know, that's a solid 30 years later, you know, 1999, and that was over 20 some odd years ago now. So, you know, it's like You know, it's like, what? Oh no, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing none of that. So, oh, hold on for a sec. 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 Sorry about that, y'all. Loogie got caught in my throat, so had to go ahead and get that out because that was gonna be very nasty to swallow. So, anyways, NG Rivers, appreciate you, my man. Appreciate you for allowing me to review your book. You know what I'm saying? Sending me issues 1 and 2 to review, to check out, to enjoy this great story that you created. You know what I'm saying? I know it's been a labor of love. It's been and it's something that you envisioned and something that you put out into fruition. And like you say, you getting better and better at your craft and creating it. Keep definitely doing what you're doing, because I love how you have the instances of color, the splashes of color throughout the book. You know what I'm saying? It's not a book oversaturated with black and white. It's not a book oversaturated with color. You know, it's got its own thing going on, and I'm digging that. I'm digging the story. And anybody else that want to know more about it, you know, like I say, once again, you know, check out MG. Don't forget to send me your links. Send me your links. You can send in via email if you want to send me your links via email. If you haven't already, I got to check back at my email. Once again, I appreciate each and everybody for coming out. From Perfumes with Pat to the main man himself, MG Rivers, KianaVision, Deja's How To, Devon Rose Vision, Life with the Sunflower Lady, Boss Lady Familia. Who else came up in the building? The Bear Reviews, Miss B Town Hester. I appreciate each and every last, and Draw with Dan. I appreciate each and every last one of y'all for coming through, coming out, showing up, showing out. Meantime, between time, it's your man, Slim Jim Longfoot, aka the GOAT, King of America. I'm gone, y'all. Until the next Indie Comics review, tell your friends, share the video. I'm out. One love.